How do you kill the ocean? It's easier than it might seem. It's not as flashy either. When we think of killing something, we might think gore, like a slasher villain's knife, or global devastation, like a nuclear bomb. However, killing the ocean is a much slower and less violent process. In fact, humans have been doing it for years. Through our burning of fossil fuels, we've greatly increased the amount of CO2, or carbon dioxide, that we put into the atmosphere. CO2 traps solar radiation, which slowly increases the temperature of our ocean and the planet as a whole, but our ocean actually absorbs about half of that CO2, which leads to ocean acidification. See, when CO2 is absorbed by the ocean, it reacts with the salt water to form carbonic acid. This acid stabilizes itself by releasing a hydrogen ion, turning it into bicarbonate. This increases the amount of hydrogen ions in the ocean, making it more acidic. This has detrimental consequences. The biggest so far has been to certain sea life. The sea life in question are those that build their shells and skeletons from calcium carbonate. However, carbonate ions are more attracted to hydrogen ions than they are calcium ones. This deprives creatures like clams, mussels, crabs, and phytoplankton of calcium carbonate, keeping them from properly developing. Already these creatures have malformed shells because of acidification. They'll have trouble reproducing because of this, and will inevitably go extinct. Coral is another variation of sea life that suffers because of acidification. Coral, due to rising ocean temperatures, experience bleaching events. These events leave them vulnerable to disease, and because of the lack of carbonate, coral can't rebuild and maintain their skeletal structure. This eventually leads to their death. This combination of acidification and ocean warming has already, according to recent studies, destroyed 50% of the world's coral reefs. If we do nothing, in the next 30 years, another 40% of the coral reefs will be gone. This, combined with the inevitable extinction of shellfish, will impact the entire marine food web. Fish that depend on those creatures for sustenance will suffer without them, as will humans. Nearly 1.5 billion people rely on seafood as their primary source of protein. What would happen if it's suddenly gone? The only thing that can stop this is acting on climate change. We have to reduce our use of fossil fuels and dramatically cut our global warming emissions. We have to act now in order to significantly reduce the harm we're causing. Or, eventually, we will kill the ocean.